So Pepper's off visiting with the neighbors again. One of the problems of having a house is dogs next door. What are you doing, Pepper? So yeah, there's two cute little doggies that live back there, and yeah, they like to bark back and forth. So luckily, Alex discovered this the other day, that the spray bottle really does work for disciplining our dogs. So we got the dog calmed down, just doing the whole neighbor thing. There's two little dogs behind us. There's a little chihuahua over that way.
Yep, and they all think they're the king of the neighborhood.
Yep,
and they have to establish their dominance.
So
Pepper is protecting us from the little chihuahua, and I don't know what. I don't even know what's over there.
We don't even know because it's a 6
It's on the other side of a
white
fence.
fence. We can't tell. Okay. So the last time we checked in with you, we were doing more house projects, right? I think
Yes.
the kids were arranging the bedroom not very well behind us, and that was like a week ago, and the bedroom's still not done. I got a bookshelf yesterday.
Well, we got it pretty much set up. I mean, the bed's where we want it to be. I have my clothes situated. I don't need much, a couple of drawers. So she had got a bookshelf just 2 days ago.
Yes.
That's finally in place, so that can help
it's not set up, though.
offload some of the storage.
I mean, it's there, but now there's stuff piled on it. So this is why I don't have a house generally, because I am not good at organizing. And
yeah, we always used to say if there is a flat surface anywhere in the house, we will put something on it.
Yes, I'm good at that.
Including stacking things on top of other things.
The reason I have not gotten the bedroom project done is it actually got nice out now. It's like we've been up here for weeks, and it is finally sunny and nice. And I mean, there's still rain, but it's just like finally nice now that it's May, I guess. I think that was the cutoff.
Yeah, it was about a month of a combination of any combination of cold, rainy, windy.
Yes.
There was like 2 or 3 nice sunny days scattered in there, but not many.
The 10-day forecast would have like 7 days of rain, and that's not an exaggeration. It was not.
Yeah, we thought we accidentally went to Seattle.
I know. I said, can the Pacific Northwest actually be rainier than this? Maybe throughout the year, but springtime, no. I think Pennsylvania's got, some kind of record on rain. So we've been doing other projects. So
Outside stuff.
Outside stuff. Alex got her raised garden in that she wanted to get. So
she's really excited about that.
I know. I am too. One of the things I miss most when we're full-time RVing is not being able to have a garden. So I'm excited about the garden too. Brian, not so much.
Not so much. It just, to me, the trade-off of the amount of work that goes into it isn't worth the couple of tomatoes you get out of it.
It's not a couple of tomatoes.
A carrot. A carrot and a couple of tomatoes.
This is where we differ.
But to her, it's not work. To Alex, it's not work because they really enjoy the gardening. So
it's a hobby.
To me, it's not something I enjoy doing. We have different perspectives. All right, so here is Alex's little raised garden. Is this the whole thing or part of it? This is most of it, right?
That's most of it.
We're gonna have one little section more, but it's cool. Look, it's got like little rows already done, like a little tiny farm.
Mm-hmm.
So here we got something planted in there. What is it? What's planted?
Kale, spinach, radishes.
Kale.
Lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't like radishes. Do you like radishes? Why do we have them planted
Mom
there?
wants them.
Oh, Mom wants them. Okay.
Yeah.
Dogs are visiting with the neighbors again. Now wait, Alex is going to get the spray bottle.
One of the other outdoor projects that Diane did this week was trimming the bushes around the front of the house. We'll show you the pictures before and after, and you can let us know what you think.
All right, let's see how nice it looks. Should we show them?
Yeah, there's how nice it looks.
That would be the second thing that I felt had to be done.
Yeah, she likes cutting trees a lot.
No.
Trim them one day, another week, you cut them a little bit more.
And then they're gone.
And then you cut them down the next time.
To me, they needed to come down. Plus, I tried to explain this to him. With the bushes there was more need for me to mulch because they came out into the yard. Now I'm just going to grass seed all of that. So see, it will be less work in the long run.
Yeah. Well, she did it with a handsaw and clippers.
And Alex helped me.
I would have taken a chainsaw and done. Just like you do a Christmas tree.
We don't have it. We don't have it.
We can borrow one from somebody.
Brian keeps saying the lighting's too bright. Is it too bright out here? Are
Well,
you
it's not
are
too-
you blinded?
No, it's not
We
that. It's
apologize.
just that the shading and the shadows from the direct sun are horrible on video. Looks bad.
Do we look bad?
No, we don't look bad.
We
The
apologize
shadows
if we look bad. They
on
make us look bad.
Yeah. First thing.
We have a home now. It's a home base.
It's been 1 month that we've had it.
Yep. Are we still full-time RVers? And I believe that we are, because see, I need to be able to say that. No, and I still consider myself a full-time RVer, even though we have a home base. And that's okay to have a home base and be a full-time RVer, because other full-time RVers do. You know,
Yeah,
like
lots
keep
of
your
people.
daydream. They got like a cabin or something. I think they rent it out, but that's what we plan to do when we're not here.
Yep.
And then less junk, more journey.
Yeah.
And they were building something down in Tennessee, and they were going to have a home base too.
Mhm.
So it's good to have a home base. I think especially when you have kids, it just makes life a little bit easier. What are some of the things that we've learned since we bought a home base? Since we, because before, of course, we didn't have any house at all. And so now we have a home base. And so kind of what have we learned? It has only been 4 weeks since we moved into the house.
Yeah.
And that just blows my mind. I mean, we were living in the RV up until, well, now it's about 5 weeks ago.
2 years of full-time RVing that went by like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you an idea of which, in our minds, is the better way to go, the better lifestyle for us. We really enjoy the full-time RVing, the traveling, the adventure
Yeah.
of it, and we miss it so much. Even just after a month, it's crazy. It's kind of, we didn't expect. We knew we'd miss it, but I didn't think it'd
So
be this much.
that's the number one thing we've learned is like we cannot believe how quickly we miss full-time RVing. Like
Yeah.
we knew we'd miss it, but like this quickly and this much, it's like it's really strange. But yet we love the adventure and the seeing new places all the time. And
Yeah, even if it's every week or every maybe 2 weeks, you're packing up. The packing up part was kind of a hassle. But that wasn't always enjoyable because you just kind of get settled in. You have to pack up again. But once you're on the road and you're
Yeah.
headed for a new place or maybe a place you've been before but you're looking forward to going to again, it just that sense of adventure and being on the road is just something you can't replicate.
No, and
in
it's
the
so
house.
exciting, and you're seeing new things and you're learning new things. Like, it's like I think of some of the things we learned now, like when we were driving out west for the first time 2 years ago, and we saw these big wind turbine farms. So we're Googling that, we looked that up, and then we were out in the desert. Was that? New Mexico, California,
I think New
somewhere.
Mexico.
And they have the massive solar farms out there where it's just like endless solar. So we're Googling that. And so there was just like, you're constantly seeing new things and learning new things.
And there's so many people that we've met around the country
Yeah.
through our travels that we miss meeting new people. We miss the people that we've already met.
Yeah.
We're planning on visiting again, some of them, and it's just you don't have that opportunity when you're just in the house.
It's neat having friends all over the place and meeting new people and experiencing like different people's ways of life.
So we're already planning how
How to get
as
to
soon
those
as we're-
people.
as soon as the coronavirus quarantines and stay-in-place orders are lifted, we already are looking to
Yes.
how we can get that traveling going like immediately and get back on the plan.
And to that point, that might be part of why we miss it so much so soon, is because we are all quarantined, and so no matter where you are, you can't go and do much, and so that might be part of it.
Yeah, because one of the nice things about being here, especially this area where we grew up and the kids
Yeah.
have their friends, is being able to socialize with those people. With the shutdown and the stay in place, social distancing, you can't do it in face to face. We're doing remote things anyway.
Yeah,
so
we're
it's like
Zooming.
We could do that from the road.
We could
from
be in California and
2,000 miles
still
away.
do church and friends the same way as we're doing them now, and that's how everyone is right now. So that
definitely weird
is
right
just
now.
different. So it's not only that we're in the house and not full-time RVing, but of course this is just the strangest of times for everybody. So number one is we didn't expect to miss full-time RVing this much as quickly.
What are your thoughts on living full-time RV versus living in a house?
This is more boring.
The house is more boring.
The house is more boring.
Okay.
Yeah, well, especially with the coronavirus, especially because of that, because we can't like do anything.
Can't do anything.
Yeah, like
can't do anything.
Um,
You have to talk into this. I learned that at broadcasting school. The number one thing is you have to talk into the microphone. If you do this, you have to have it in front of your mouth or else. Okay. Okay, your turn.
Yeah.
Is there any positives to being in the house?
To being in the house?
Yes.
Well, if the coronavirus wasn't going on, it'd be because we're like in the area with friends and family.
Yeah.
And I mean, we still, you stop doing that.
So we talked about earlier, if you could visit with your friends and everything, and be with family and the church and everything else, that'd be way better here.
Then it would be okay to be in the house for a short period of time.
Yeah. But McKenna is always historically the one that, after, a week?
Yes.
2 weeks maybe, if it was a really good place, she'd be like, oh, I need to get on the road. Where are we going next? Let's go.
Because you're constantly doing new things and trying new things, and then with the house and with coronavirus combined, it's just not a good plan.
She's recovering from the Guillain-Barré syndrome, so at least she has the house to walk around in.
Yeah, there's more space. It's definitely easy to get around.
Okay, so that's McKenna's take on full-time RV living versus living in a house.
The second thing I learned, I didn't realize how much my overall mindset towards life changed while we were RVing. It's like hard to explain.
You mean just towards stuff? Like
Towards stuff and like the minimalist stuff and like just how much like I don't need or want a house for the sake, like just the minimalism. Like now, like so we're living in an RV, so clothing wise, right? Like, you think when I was in a house before, we had a dresser of clothing.
Big closet.
I had a big closet with clothing. and now we're in here, and I'm like, I have a like one of those we have one of those cube organizers, and the little square cube that goes in there, I have 2. And all my clothing.
Yeah, and I have the little, what used to be, it's our TV cabinet, and it has, I have 3 drawers of that. They're only about this tall and this wide. 3 drawers of that for my shirts and pants, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, and some medical supplies.
Yeah.
In drawers next to the bed. I mean, that's all my clothes fit in the very small area because we're so used to the RV with limited storage. Yeah. And we're trying to be really mindful of not expanding our world to the house, because we're going to go back to RVing in a month or 2, and we don't want to accumulate a bunch of more clothes and more stuff, and then we'll get to the RV again and be like, oh, we don't have room to put all this stuff now. So we already pared down. We went through that for 2 years of full-time RVing. We pared our lifestyle down to not having to have as much. So we're trying to be real careful not to
Well, we haven't bought, because to me it all seems like excess. Like, we pulled stuff out of the storage unit, and it's like, why did I keep this in the first place? So we actually will be getting rid of more and more stuff, because there's just stuff from the storage unit that...
We're clearing the storage unit out, so we don't have to be paying that monthly fee for storage. We'll put what we can in the house, but we don't want the house to become just everything that was in the storage unit goes in the house. We want to eventually get to
yes, and we talked about this before, that this is my problem. At
least you can admit it. Admitting it is first step to recovery.
Yeah.
So
so our mindset has changed, and I did not realize just how much my mindset changed. Like I knew I didn't really want to be bothered with a house, but now I'm like, I don't need a house.
And there's essential things that we have to get. Like we were just earlier today, we were talking about the lawnmower that we have. It's one that we borrowed from someone, and it's it's just a typical gas mower.
And the wheel fell off.
The wheel fell off, and I'm like, oh man, I really wished we could have got an electric mower, because it has a battery pack, and it goes as long as it's charged. It doesn't need oil, it doesn't need gas, it doesn't need maintenance, it doesn't need a wheel when it falls. Well, wheels can still fall off, I guess.
Yes, wheels can.
But if we got a new one,
the wheels probably would fall off.
But the gas mowers are just so dirty, and there's constantly, we had such problems with mowers over the years. I'm just so fed up.
Why are we dissing mowers? I apologize for mower manufacturers, because you're just dissing mowers. I did not know until this moment that you had such an issue with gas-powered mowers.
The problem is definitely
25 years. I didn't know.
It's definitely us, because I'm not super vigilant on maintenance of, you know,
Yeah, we're not.
check it every year, new spark plug, and check the gap and all that stuff, and even to the point of putting the stabilizer over the winter to make sure it can start the next spring. So our mowers, they last us a decent amount of time, but after a couple of years, they were always just breaking down on us right when we needed it, like after 6 days of rain, and the grass goes like this high, and then the mower breaks. So
and then you ship it away, and it takes him a month to fix it, and by
everyone,
then you've got
everyone
hay
else's
in your
mower broke,
backyard.
too. Jared, I promise, as Guy, I'm not going to make you talk about your feelings or anything like that.
That's good, okay.
But what'd you learn about full-time RVing versus house living?
One is on wheels, okay?
Okay, got it.
One is
That's
not.
the house or the...
It's the house.
That's the house.
The house is on wheels, the RV is not. I don't know. It's different, there's more space.
What's one best thing about living in a house and the best thing about living in an RV?
Best thing about living in a house is more space, and the best thing about living in an RV is...
Being around your parents so
Well, that's
close,
definitely
in
not
such
it.
a close
That's the
environment.
worst thing. I don't know, more places to go, more outside space, I guess.
Yeah, seeing all the new stuff. The third thing is that we're kind of going along with trying not to expand our world and trying to keep with the minimal lifestyle, is that we're kind of treating this house as a campground that we're staying at.
Mm-hmm.
It has a nice building next to it.
It's a big cabin. Big, not furnished very well, but...
And it has full hookups, almost, because I got a macerator pump.
The next time he uses it, he's going to learn how to properly attach the hose before he uses it.
Well, if you're familiar with the macerator pump, it has a place where the sewage and the dirty water and stuff goes into it through the sewer pipe, the sewer standard 3-inch hose, and then there's the other end that it pumps it out through the hose, through a 3/4-inch hose, that you can pump it further, you can put it into the toilet, into the septic, whatever you're going to do.
Went into our toilet.
But they also have, some of them, an inlet. If you want to backwash after you're done, you can hook up a hose to that thing. In my mind, you should have it set up that if you run it the way it is, nothing can come out that inlet part. But there was a little adapter piece, a quick connect that you had to put on there.
Yeah.
And here's why. If you try to run it without that little thing, after the pressure builds up enough, the plug will shoot out of there like a bullet. And then whatever's in that you're pumping is going to come out of there at an extremely high pressure.
And you will be covered in sewage.
All over your legs and feet and wheelchair.
If you're in a wheelchair. If you're not in a
If you're in a
wheelchair, it's not going to get all over your wheelchair. But
Don't ask me how I know this. I heard it from a friend. So anyway, that was my fun with the sewer thing. But back to the point of...
So basically it's full hookups is what you were trying
We're
to say.
treating this like a campground. And even this area is... You know how when you have lived a place for your whole life or whatever, and someone says, "Oh, I know that place. That's near such and such. Have you ever visited it?" Like, nah. We always ran into that. There was always so many things that we didn't do in the area in this area that we grew up in. So we're going to be treating it as if we're on a vacation or we're full-time RVing, and this is a new place.
New place.
We're going to look up the brochure of what are some fun things to do around here.
Fun things.
Rail
not
trails.
fun things.
There's
just
rail
fun
trails. We already know about those.
Yeah, we're
so
a
we're
half
gonna
mile.
hit those a lot. There's lots of factory tours around here, so we're gonna hit those.
Pretzels, ice cream, chips.
Yeah.
Lots of good factory tours. Jared is all up on that.
Yeah. And we're gonna do some tourist things that we never did when we lived here.
I know.
So
there's
that way
many
we can
things.
feel like we're still RVing, we're still full-time
Yes.
traveling. We're just staying longer here because there's so many cool things to do. Well, right now we have no choice because we can't go anywhere because
So
of
we
the
might
coronavirus.
see. I
but
can do the extra house projects now.
no, nope. It's a
Yeah,
slippery
right,
slope.
I have extra
You can't
time.
start.
So, but we're going to keep it that we, always factor in our free time and, have time to do the hiking and the biking and the seeing new things and all. This sounds crazy. You know what I want to do a lot? Have campfires.
Yay! Which, believe it or not, we don't do very much when we're on the road
we don't.
because I'm cheap.
And he does want to buy the wood.
Firewood is expensive.
And there you have it. So, We don't do campfires.
But we have plenty of wood here because we cut down that bush from out front.
3 bushes.
Huh?
It was 3
See,
bushes.
so maybe
honey.
that was a good idea.
See, now he goes along.
We have
with
some
my
firewood
thing.
now.
Yep. So we have to dry the wood.
We're gonna make a fire ring out of. There were some concrete pads that were in the yard because they had a pool, so we're gonna use those as the base. We have a metal ring that was part of a chandelier.
Oh, is that why we kept
We're
that?
gonna
I
use
wondered
that
why we
as
kept that.
the ring part of it, and then maybe we'll just decorate it, however, with some other stuff, and then we can cook some hot dogs and
I
marshmallows or
wondered
whatever.
why we kept that ring. See, it's setting up up behind us
Yeah.
on the porch.
Yeah, it was part of a chandelier that was way too big for us. It looked nice, but it just
Well, and
wasn't
it was
our
hanging
style.
directly over our bed.
Yeah.
You don't usually have a chandelier hanging over your bed.
No.
I was worried if we had an earthquake, which, granted, I think there's been one in my lifetime, like a tremor here in Pennsylvania. So,
Seriously worried about that? We're
so
gonna earthquake.
no, I'm just saying. You never know. You never know. But no, I didn't want a chandelier hanging over my bed.
Give Pepper, what have you learned? Pepper's learned that she loves chasing bumblebees and barking at the neighbor dogs, and she does not like getting sprayed with a water bottle.